everybody, welcome back to Let's Play HOI4 Kaiserreich as United Kingdom. Let's continue on from where we at last left off. Oh, thank you, by the way, India, for giving us a little bit of aid. So I was thinking in between videos, there is a new DLC that just came out. No Step Back, IEDC. Is there anything we need to put money into? I guess we can actually go into personalization. We're going to spend 100 points here and then immediately invest 100 political power. Kind of game the system a little bit. But there's a non-insignificant amount of people who only play Hearts of Iron 4 for the mods. You know, the New Order, Kaiserreich, trying to think, I guess, maybe Equestrian War. But, so there's like a non-insignificant part of the population who has not had the Hearts of Iron 4 experience change at all due to the new DLC dropping, because they just do not play the vanilla game. And that's understandable to me. Then maybe... Give me the factory output. To not play vanilla. Again, no offense to Paradox here, but they've kind of made the worst version of Hearts of Iron 4. I mean, like, all the mods are better, right? I hope that's not like a controversial take, but the mods are typically better than the base game. I mean, I'm sure there's some mods that are for sure worse than the base game. But we don't really play those mods on the channel too much. And we get the factory output plus 20%. Can't do you because we're still missing our ships, so we'll just get this going right away. How many naval units do we have right now? We have 15. The question is, do I want to give the political power? Do you make 4th of August? I just want to know, how long does it take for you to make one single ship? Because when we can see how much one ship takes to build, we can determine whether or not it's actually worse. The 20th August. It takes 16 days, a little bit over 2 weeks, to build one naval unit. Let's just round down to 2 weeks and make that simpler. We need 25 ships. We need 9 times 2. 18... Probably about... I mean, 18... 27 weeks? About half of a year. And I'm trying to think, like, half a year, is that better than just going fleeing the fleets in exile? Because this is only going to take 70 days, which is only 10 weeks. So this is actually half the time if we rush straight to fleets in exile, and then we can do these other decisions. Because until we actually have 25 ships, our focus rate is actually a little bit limited, unfortunately. I would like to expand it as much as possible. Again, we're at war. Why are we at war with Venezuela? I'm guessing Colombia probably is invading Panama would be my best guess. I mean, sure, I'll join your silly little war. Why not, right? Is this an offensive or an offensive war? I believe this might technically count as an offensive war. Does it say? Or status quo? I'm not too sure who we're actually at war against or who declared this war. But I'm sure it's all good. The Pigot Report. The work of renowned economist Arthur Cecil Pigot is complete. With much fanfare, he has submitted a report officially titled The Restoration of Private Enterprise in British Society to Parliament. In it, Pigot outlines a series of steps to fairly privatize British businesses out of the hands of the trade unions without turning all control over back to the wealthy. The most important in this step is monetary reform, including the establishment of a new system of interest-free credit issues through the new government banking agency. While the report is very popular with the government, it received a lot of criticism from the public, with many declaring it to simply lead to a new system of inequality. The government has, however, so far dismissed these voices belonging to syndicalist agitators. So already the Liberal Party is not as popular as they might otherwise be. Okay, assign some units to you. Yeah, and you're going to slowly decrease over time. So I'm not as concerned. Research slot, let us go for... I mean, I guess we can just get torpedo upgrades. Like, what else are we really going to get? Get the torpedo upgrades. Bahardia Commune. Again, like, they should end up dying eventually. But the thing is, like, there's a war against Colombia, Venezuela, and Ecuador. Do we have enough forces in the Entente to actually stop that? I mean, we can see some American divisions coming down. We see a handful of Canadians. What probably makes most amount of sense is trying to push your way through Panama and then do a naval invasion of the surrounding countries. But, like, what else can you really do, right? Okay, we've almost got a full 24 stack. I guess our next army after that will send over to... Well, I guess we'll just send them to... South America? Oh, factories here. Take these off. We have one... Are we missing anything? Infantry equipment? I can fix that. Good, let's just put like a full extra 5 on there. So you will now be a full 24 stack. I'm going to assign you under a brand new leader. You're going to be a different color. Why not be like yellow? Yellow's a nice color. Assign yourself a commander with an eye patch. Send him straight over to Panama and just kind of hope for the best. I believe in you. I believe in you. We'll keep the 24 stack around. Again, just in case like Germany declares war or France declares war on Germany without having putting troops on the border. I can definitely see the AI doing something like that for no real good reason whatsoever. But I mean, the Reichspakt. I mean, the Reichspakt is looking pretty good. Again, we need to wait until Russia is dead if we want to attack the Reichspakt, because Austria will get kicked out of the faction. And I believe... Was Two Sicilies joining the Reichspakt originally, or did they join the Austrian faction to begin with? I don't quite remember. I think Poland will leave the alliance because Poland is led by a Habsburg, I believe. Yes, he is. So then they will leave the Reichspakt after the war with Russia. But the thing is, the war with Russia is lasting a fairly long time. I mean, Russia... I mean, just at 70%. Like, think about how long it takes for us to typically beat the Russians in a Kaiserreich campaign. Now imagine how long it's going to take the AI, who does not victory point rush, to accomplish the same goals. It'll take a goddamn eon. Okay, once again, how many naval ships do we have? We have 17. I mean, we're producing slightly more because now we have more factories. In fact, I'm going to throw you straight down to 1. Yeah, no, I think we've effectively cut down the time it's going to take to build those submarines in half. So I think we're fine getting one of these upgrades. Stability would be nice, because our stability is absolutely in the gutter right now. Research speed's not bad. We do get free aircraft, which is nice. Like, you don't very often get just free upgrades and free equipment. So actually, the British tree is actually looking pretty good. I'm assuming it's this way so that the United Kingdom can actually catch up to everybody else. You know what? Let's reform the British Army. We'll get that going first. Because, I mean, the extra factories, I'll be honest, are not that meaningful. The reason I don't think that they're meaningful is because if the factories were decent enough for the Union of Britain to deal with it, I think we should be fine as well. Okay, so the Dominion of India. We're going to give you the Northern Territory, so I'm pretty sure this is what you were able to take on your own. Apparently, we don't have enough war score for that. Okay, we're just going to pass a bunch. I'm going to give the territory that we can to Hyperbad. Or whatever they're called in this playthrough. Yeah, Hyperbad. Yeah, so pass that on to them, because I think that's the troops, that's the territory that they had units in. Aside from that... And your territory shouldn't be that expensive. You just need 151. There we go. Congratulations, India, and all your new conquests. Unfortunately, we're still delayed in our goal to see the Canadians be at peace so they can do more of their focus re. But now all of these units... I mean, here's the thing. Will India just declare war on Hyperbad now? I don't really know. I mean, it would be, I think, be good for them. They're actually doing air production. So the AI actually does not want to even declare war on them. Which, I mean, I guess it's understandable. Like, you would have to declare war on the entire Japanese Empire. Which is probably not in your best interest. And Hyperbad would have to declare war on the Entente while also being at war with the Germans. So, I mean, it's very reasonable for them to not want to do this. And I guess they're technically also at war with China, but that's... not as big of a concern, I would have to imagine. What's in Federation? How are you already halfway dead? I mean, I guess you lost your territories here. We do want to probably get a naval invasion. Let's say like here. I'm gonna put him into... Yeah, put him on the Ecuador front. See if we can kill Ecuador very quickly. Oh my god, there's so many Anthnwam troops going to South America right now to kill Colombia. Oh wait, no, there's a war goal. Okay, does it actually tell me what the war goal is? I mean, Colombia's the only major faction in this alliance. But I think Colombia declared war on Panama to get this territory. Actually, I would say that, but they actually don't have any claims here. I have no idea then. I have no idea who declared this war. But here we are anyways. I mean, again, we should be fine. Get the political power. Not enough to do anything here. Can't do any more of the reconstruction at the moment. Ignore you. Get a core up. 100 political power to get a core on Malta. That's not... I shouldn't have taken that. That's basically garbage. I mean, it's a 3% ability modifier, but crushing syndicalist resistance doesn't do too much for us. I mean, again, they haven't lost in Zarazin. They haven't lost Petrograd. So, I mean, again, they're doing okay in Russia. But I don't quite know if it's going to be enough for them. And I'm leaning more towards it's definitely not going to be enough for them. Okay, we're at 22 ships now. Fantastic. Okay, thank you for the Irish aid, which means we can now do another one of you. Never mind, we do not, because we have none that only cost 100. We need to wait until we have at least 200 there. Okay, question of syndicalist soldiers. You're just manpower. Honestly, give me a dockyard. I mean, Warsport, you're kind of garbage. We need you to eventually get MI6 and the retraining efforts in full swing. Yeah, so I guess we'll do question of the syndicalist soldiers first, followed by a new call to arms just because I have to. And the chief of the British Army. And trainment plus 10% defense. So you're a defense guy. Organization. You're kind of the same. You actually are just worse. I mean, I think you're kind of just worse than this guy. We're going to go the iron side. I think he's got 3 modifiers. Everybody else has 2. I know that doesn't technically mean too much. Okay, well, we'll question the syndicalist soldiers. Give me the 102 rifles or aircraft or whatever it is you're actually giving us. Yeah, we can see that the West Indies Federation have landed units. And they've landed in a port. Incredible. Very, very, very happy. Oh my Jesus Christ. This, I would say, that is too many soldiers to have on this front with Colombia. Maybe that's just me. And it might be. It might just be me. Maybe I'm crazy. But that's like 1,000,000 men. I mean, if they all attacked at once, they would eventually win just from sheer numbers. Do you have air superiority? You have air superiority, so I'll give you that. Your enemy division still preparing. I mean, I kind of... Never mind. You can see they have units here. Maybe this won't actually work. And you've lost your port immediately. Thank you. You're defending all your territory. Wait, there's a port here. Maybe Colombia has abandoned... Not abandoned this port, but didn't put any units on this port. So, you know, let's go. Try that out. I'll immediately give it to... probably the United States, so the Americans just flood troops into the area. Again, I don't really care who owns the provinces. Is the AI... Is our allies running naval invasions? Yeah, they're planning a ton. Even planning some naval invasions into Peru. We're not even at war with Peru. But they want to show them to... they want to show them what for anyways. Actually, this won't give us control of the state, because Cali's over here. But I mean, it's still okay. Move here, move here. Take the city. Give it to the Americans. We'll be happy with that. By the way, I will say, just seeing the words United Kingdom in a Kaiserreich campaign, it's like so off-putting. Like, it's so strange. Like, it feels wrong. Like, if we want to take Cali, 9 units here. Okay, now we technically control this area. I'm going to give the Americans control of it. So that the United States AI will want to put soldiers into this port. It's just how the AI works. Gee, they're... Okay, Entente, this is too many men. I will say it right now. That's too many men. We could just say a war goal against you. Just kick off the war between India and Hyderabad, but... probably not necessary. Okay, thank you, Costa Rica, for the aid. Get one of these 200 power points here. The British-French relationship. The British and the French have had a long and fruitful relationship as part of the Entente. A relationship that leads back to the unfortunate results of the Great War, which endured that hardship and led both countries to be being restored to the positions they hold today. The British government has approached the French, hoping to do two things. One, to exchange any last territories that have been administered since the collapse of both countries, following under St. Nicholas uprisings. And two, to renew a mutual agreement of friendship and cooperation as both nations head into the next phase of European history. Thank you for the political power. I do appreciate it. Quite honestly, like, I'm really glad to have it. Okay, we see some allied forces coming in here. I would like some units to move their way down here. Because I didn't navally invade this area to lose my army. I mean, we are in the mountains, so, like, we should be okay for the most part. Oh, so I guess we can actually check like this. Okay, we have 9 divisions moving their way over here, which is... I mean, less than I would like, but I mean, it's still something. I'll take it. There's actually, like, no armies in Europe right now. I think Spain would be able to conquer the world if they really wanted to. You know, once again, I'm going to deploy these units into France, just in case the Germans have any sneaky plans. Again, I don't think Germany can declare war on the Entente. Like, I do not believe there's any way for Germany and the Entente to go to war via the Germans. The French can, for sure. But I don't think Germany can press anything against the French Republic. Like, I might be wrong there, but I don't think I am. Yeah, we have some American soldiers now arriving. We did see up here that we had some allied forces land in Venezuela as well. Basically, we're trying to, you know, divide and conquer. And it seems for the most part to be working. Bring our forces over towards here. You know, stay in position. And the question is St. Nicholas recruits. Now that the British army is back on its feet, the whole line of men waiting to enlist, or re-enlist. Considering many of them once served in the Union of Britain's forces, the question is, do we take those men back? Many of them were likely just doing what they were told to, yes, but surely there are some St. Nicholas sympathizers among them. Can we risk the possibility of having them in our army? So we get 4 organization rate, 50,000 manpower. We don't need the manpower. I don't, like, not really. If you served in the St. Nicholas army, you are not serving in our new British army. That's for sure. When are you leaving this province, by the way? 7 days? Are you kidding me? That's simply too long. Draw this line over here just so you can quit marching. Just stay where you are, please. Okay, now are we at 25 ships? We're at 27, which means that it's time for me to take control of this faction once and for all. Thank you for the convoys. Like, we kind of barely have the convoys needed to maintain all this. Venezuela's almost dead. I mean, we've lost way more men than we should have for a war that I really still don't... I don't know what we're fighting over. Who's lost all their men? West Indies and Canada. I guess that's not too surprising. But I mean, once Venezuela, we got American troops down here. And they can take Quito really quickly, then maybe that'll work out. God, there's just so many Entente forces on their way. Prepare for war. Germany. Oh, I guess they do have the agreement, don't they? Yeah, they got the war reparations. Not the focus. It's not completely the focus Franco-German coordination or cooperation. Which they theoretically could do. Franco-German trade, Anglo-free trade. I'd prefer that for sure. Why does Canada get those factories? Seems a little unfair to me. But if they do Franco-German cooperation, we will not be able... I mean, we could always just justify it manually. Be like, hey, it only takes 35 days. That's probably how we'll end up finishing this campaign. Because again, I don't think this is going to be a long campaign. Because I believe that all of Britain's content is just, you know, this right here. We'll see what we can get. Gibraltar. Yeah, transfer the puppets under our control. WWII program. Can't do that quite yet. Can't get you going. And we can do this, and we can do that. We cannot do that because Canada's not technically independent. Wait, are they not considered independent? Are they considered a puppet state? No. The faction. They have remained loyal. So I guess they have to take this decision first. Well, hopefully they remain loyal. King Edward in royal scandal. A dispute within the British royal family has gone public, and although the conflict has been denied by all parties involved, British newspapers are filled with accounts supported by the unnamed sources inside the royal household. The British public, amused by the royal antics, have been glued to the headlines, and stiff response from King Edward has likely done the monarchy more harm than good. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure most people in the country right now don't really like you. I guess we'll go on the royal tour. I don't like spending the political power on this. Speaking to a small and listless crowd in the capital, King Edward VIII commended the British contribution to the Entente, kicked off the 3-month tour of the country. King Edward is expected to meet with officials and dignitaries throughout the United Kingdom, with at least one parade planned to be held in the honor of East Anglia. Considering the King's meager popularity, attendance is not expected to be very high, but there are still some who are eager to anticipate the King's presence. British military leaders are eager to consult with the King's attaché regarding the Entente coordination. Well, let's see how that goes. But I think for at least right now, it's going to be a good time for us to end this episode. Thanks for watching. Mr. Anthnwam. If you enjoyed, thumbs up. Not doing, click some down. If you want to see me, subscribe, and goodbye.